Good evening, and welcome to Masterpiece Theater. I'm Jeffrey Cousineau. Tonight we're featuring a modern adaptation of F. Scott Fitzgerald's classic, The Great Gatsby, entitled The Lost Great Gatsby. Before we go any further, let's understand something. They say art is a lie that helps us better understand the truth. Well, if that's the case, tonight I'm going to be an artist who plays fast and loose with the facts to paint a brilliant picture that'll help you better know and understand the class of 2020. Oh, one more thing, hold on tight. In tonight's screenplay, you'll recognize the protagonist, Jay Gatsby, being played by Senior Spring. Meanwhile, the antagonist, Tom Buchanan, will be played by the coronavirus. Our beloved senior class, the class of 2020, they're the ones that are going to lead us on this journey as the narrator in their portrayal of Nick Carraway. Spoiler alert, class of 2020, knock it out of the park. They completely steal the show. Their portrayal of Nick Carraway is outstanding. They draw us into the story and they give us a true appreciation and understanding of the struggles that they're experiencing growing up and doing it during a pandemic. Academy Award winning material, fantastic. From the title of the screenplay, we're led to believe that Gatsby is the central player in the story. From the surface, that's hard to deny. Gatsby commands everybody's attention, and they crave his. Look, Gatsby, the Senior Spring, mythical. They have a smile like no other, and you only see it like once or twice in your life. And when you see it, it seems to understand you and believe in you in the very ways you want to be understood and believed in. As the story rolls on, the myth and legend of Gatsby, Senior Spring, continues to grow and grow to the point where no one can really separate fact from fiction. You're going to be moved to tears as our Carraway, the senior class, is within reach of their great Gatsby party, and it's canceled. This would be the death of Gatsby. This is the end of Senior Spring as we know it. This is actually the magic of Fitzgerald's writing. This is actually the magic of this screenplay. You need to look past the chaos and the tragedy of Gatsby's death, the loss of the Senior Spring. These are important events, no doubt, but they're not the actual true story that you need to pick up on. Let me explain. Instead, I call your attention to Nick Carraway, our senior class. The real story in this screenplay is how our Carraways have been able to negotiate a variety of challenges during their time in high school. Throughout the story, they've been growing up before our eyes and carefully defining themselves over the last 4 years. Unbeknown to us or them, all of that hard work has led them to this moment and has had them perfectly prepared to be able to handle this undefined senior spring. If you watch closely, you'll see the resilience of our Carraways as they nimbly handle the stresses and challenges of this lost Gatsby party, the lost senior spring, and then mold it into the spring they want it to be. It cannot be forgotten or overstated that Nick Carraway, our class of 2020, has earned great fortune during their time here at Derryfield. Through their journey, they've exhibited raw talent and true grit that has powered them through any obstacle that's been placed before them. They have also shown that they understand and value hard work. Thanks to these traits, we all know that the class of 2020, our Nick Carraways, can achieve anything they want, including a redefined Great Gatsby party, a brand new Senior Spring. I don't know if the painting I put forth here tonight would ever be considered a masterpiece, but I do hope it helps you to get to know the main character, Nick Carraway, played by the senior class, just a little bit better. The class of 2020 is a talented bunch with endless opportunity ahead of them. And as I mentioned earlier, they will steal the show. So I'd ask you to sit back and enjoy tonight's presentation of The Lost Great Gatsby, featuring the class of 2020. Scene 1 starts with Miss Nina Lee. Take it away, Nina.
왜들 그리 다운돼 있어 뭐가 문제야 say something 일단 틀어 아무렴 어때 so boring 아무래도 refresh가 시급한 듯해 쌓여간 스트레스가 배꼽 빠질 만큼만 복속하고 싶은 날이야 You're one of my thugs 어디야 넌 올 때 병맥주랑 깜짝놀게 사와 클럽은 구미가 잘 안 당겨 우리 집 거실로 빨랑 왜 보이는 영영껏 차단시켜 밤새 수다 떨 시간도 모자라 누군 힘들어 죽겠고 누군 축제 괜히 싱숭생숭 I want my juice back 좀 전까지 먹자지 하다 한 명 두 명씩 자리 왜들 그리 다운돼 있어 뭐가 문제야 say something 분위기가 겁나 싸해 요새 이런 게 유행인가 왜들 그리 재미없어
Hi, I'm Kevin Lee. Many of you probably don't know me because I'm a very mediocre guy. I'm a little below average at sports, okay at academics, and never went to semis, proms, and most other social events. Until my junior year, my life at Derryfield is predictable and a little boring. I had a strong curiosity for science from a very young age, and dreamed of becoming an inventor. In my freshman year when I studied in a California public school, I discovered my new dream career of becoming a computer programmer. To other people and me, I really suit the description of a programmer. Wearing glasses, don't care much about appearance, nerdy, shy, socially awkward, and having a computer as my best friend. Until my junior year, I'm thinking to become a programmer all my life because all I'm interested in is coding. I don't watch TV, play games, go to parties, and do what most other teenagers love. I feel that my life is a computer program, and my job each day as a programmer is to add new lines and fix old code to develop the program. However, there are a lot of distractions at Derryfield that I have to deal with. One of them is the graduation requirement, which requires, among many things, 3 art credits to graduate. During 10th grade, I check off 2 of them by taking drawing classes. It's a good skill to have, I thought. But I'm not good at drawing and art is never my thing. So I decided to finish the requirement early in the 4th trimester of my junior year by taking graphics design, which has the closest relation to computers among all Derryfield art classes. That decision is the most important one I made during my 3 years at Derryfield and changed my life forever. Contrary to the boring art class I imagined, Miss Barcy's graphics design is full of discovery and joy. My first project is making a cube that represents 6 principles of art and design. Using the amazing Adobe Illustrator, I managed to create a butterfly, several bubbles, a continuous track, a meteor, a bunch of nested geometry shapes. Those pictures are very simple, but they reminded me of my imaginations and potentials outside computer science. Even though I was never good at drawing, I enjoyed painting with watercolors in kindergarten and liked paper cutting in middle school. The digital tools used in graphic design and the project-oriented learning style freed my mind to realize my long-suppressed imaginations. As the class continues, I made my very first font called dot type, inspired by binary encodings of texts in computer science. This made me realize that art is truly a great medium of expression. Each person brings in their own passions, values, and experiences into their art. I was so intrigued that I took another similar art class called Digital Arts my winter trimester. One interesting project I did was an altered portrait. After struggling a while to come up with the face of movie stars and famous people I like, the image of a bronze mask from my hometown Chengdu came up. I always loved visiting history museums and remember the mask because of its exaggerated facial features and the sense of mystery and calmness. So I created an altered portrait of the mask using a technique called triangulation to preserve its three-dimensionality and added a background of golden songbird that was the symbol of the 6,000-year-old Jinsha culture. Art has revived my interest in histories and cultures by giving me a chance to extend and combine them with my own experiences. In my senior year, I continued to explore art by trying out digital photography, ceramics, and 3D sculpture. Each one of them is a treasure chest of excitement and fun. My newfound artistic spirit also empowers me to appreciate other fields. For example, I applied Newton's law, gravity, angular kinetics, and oscillations learned in my physics class to create animated natural simulations. Most recently, I experimented with an electric field simulator that also happens to become an art creator. The best part, though, is that my life became much more colorful because of art. I started to appreciate the forms, shadows, lines, and colors of trees, snows, clouds, and everything I see. I took photos, created logos and websites, made ceramic phone stand and candle holders, constructed sculptures from recycled materials, and modeled the dynamics of the physical world. I find joy in capturing and refining the beauty of the world through the lens of computer science, physics, and art. What I used to think as distractions now became an integral part that defines who I am. My Derryfield education taught me that I'm not just a programmer, but an artist. Even more important, Derryfield gave me the courage and confidence to challenge who I am and redefine and diversify the passion and purpose of my life. So I encourage you all to put aside your idea of who you are for a moment, take that little step into the uncertain and uncomfortable, and make your life more fun and colorful. Last but not least, I want to thank Miss Barcy, Mr. Young, Miss Carp, Mr. Cousino, Miss Watt, and all the other teachers that helped me take that little step and make my Derryfield life more meaningful and memorable. Thank you. Next up, Dr. Myers is going to bring us the ISP celebration.
Thank you, Kevin, and good afternoon, everybody. For those of you who don't know, my name is Dr. Myers, and in addition to teaching biology, I'm also involved with the Independent Senior Project. Dr. Houghton Summers has asked me to come and talk to you for a couple of minutes about this year's Independent Senior Project, as our seniors are going to be leaving very, very shortly. So I just wanted to say this year has been, it's been an amazing year for the ISPs. It's been unprecedented in that we have almost a quarter of our students, so 14 of our seniors are planning on medical ISPs. We also have students who are traveling for their ISPs. We have students staying down in Boston. We have other students traveling down to New York, and we even have a couple of students who are traveling to London for their ISPs. So it really is going to be, excuse me one second. Hello? Yeah, I'm doing it right now. I'm speaking to them right now. Yep. There's what? I'm sorry? Oh gosh. Okay, excuse me for one second. So it seems as if I'm a little behind on the news, but I've just double checked and the seniors definitely are leaving for their ISPs. But as many of the seniors have noted in their senior moments, this is yet another thing that's going to be a little different for them than it has been in previous years. As soon as we realized that we couldn't do a traditional ISP, we let the seniors know, and they either augmented their original ISPs or went back to the drawing board and designed ISPs from scratch. I've always been proud of being involved in this Independent Senior Project program, but this year in particular, the students and their nimble ingenuity has been inspirational. Some of the projects that have been developed in the space of a couple of weeks include Isaac Plotzker, who's going to be designing and marketing a line of clothing. We have Natalie Young and Sam Dwan, who are going to be working with Mr. Gage, so Catherine's dad, and the Citizens Climate Lobby, exploring the economics and the science behind carbon reduction. A reduction of carbon emissions. So I could go through the whole list of ISPs. There's some really amazing projects in there. So for seniors, good luck on your ISPs. Keep working on those blogs. And for everybody else, towards the end of the ISP, there will be an ISPalooza website which will be showcasing all of the ISPs, and the students will be uploading images and videos so you can see what they've been up to. But in the meantime, if you have any seniors in classes, or if you see seniors about the place, stop them and ask them how their ISPs are going. It's a great experience, and maybe you'll start thinking about your ISPs in the coming years. And with that, I shall pass this across to my old advisee, Caleb Cramer, with his senior moment. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Caleb Cramer, and this is my senior moment. Today, I want to talk to you guys about my personal experience with the Derryfield community. I've been going to Derryfield since I was in 7th grade, and while I'm technically not considered a lifer, I have been here for quite a while. I'm going to be honest, these 6 years should have been the worst years of my life. I should be leaving here, just relieved it's all over and relieved that I survived. In just a matter of 6 years, a lot changed in my life. My parents got divorced in 7th grade. I had to move 6 times. I had to take care of my grandmother till she passed away in 11th grade. I had to take care of both of my parents through multiple surgeries. My family had financial problems, and I struggled with depression and severe anxiety. But the fact is, Derryfield actually gave me some of the best moments of my life and made these years a time of growth. This speech is not for people to feel bad for me, because I know everyone has their own struggles, especially during middle school and high school. But I want to tell you guys how lucky we are. Over these years, Derryfield formed into a family that I could not be more grateful to be a part of. This family takes care of each other, and I really got taken care of. When I was going through hard times at home during middle school, Mrs. Perkins and other teachers helped me through it, and they never gave up on me no matter what. The summer before freshman year, neither my mom nor my dad really could help me prepare to enter high school, so the McGinleys offered to let me stay with them for the first few weeks of school. That ended up being 9 months of me living with them. I want to thank Mr. and Mrs. McGinley so much for letting me in like I was their son, because I really needed parents during that time, and they were always there when I needed them. It serves as a really amazing example of how powerful the Derryfield community is and how everyone is taken care of. But the support from the DS community doesn't only show up in big ways like the McGinleys, but also in little interactions you have every day. Every single tough day I had when I was down or feeling extra anxious for whatever reason, there was always a friend or a teacher or a coach that made sure I was okay and that made me feel loved and cared for, which is a feeling I don't think many schools give to their students. Another person that truly embodies the DS community is Miss Besh. I couldn't imagine how annoying I was as a sophomore that didn't really care about grades and just wanted to play flappy golf on my computer. But Miss Besh never gave up on me, and through countless classes of academic support, she helped me learn how to be a good student and was always there for me to be my go-to person if I needed anything. Thank you so much for all the candy and the help, Miss Besh. I remember in the beginning of this year, my mom was in the hospital for a few weeks, and every single day, multiple people asked not only how she was, but how I was doing. People I'm particularly not even close to asked me, and that amount of support got me through it all. I can't even begin to thank all my friends. I hope all of you know how much you mean to me. I love you guys. Derryfield played an integral role in giving me some of the best moments of my life, like the satisfaction of getting an A on something you worked hard for, making lifelong friendships, meeting teachers that inspire me to do my best every day, playing hundreds of games of 21 with the boys, being able to be captain of the crew team, going to prom, hearing my name called out on senior night for basketball, and countless other memories that I will always cherish. So here's some wisdom from an 18-year-old kid. Appreciate the community that is helping you grow up and preparing you to excel in life. This is a very abnormal place, and it is unlikely you will ever meet this many people that care about you so much. Just be grateful for every day you are a Cougar. Thank you to the Derryfield family for all that you have done for me.
Whatever happened to predictability? The milkman, the paper boy, the evening TV. You miss your old familiar friends, waiting just around the bend. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, there's a heart. I hear the horn on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a voice of somebody who needs you. Somebody who needs you. When you're lost out there and you're all alone, life is waiting to carry you home. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a heart, there's a heart. I hear the horn on to. Everywhere you look, everywhere there's a voice of somebody who needs you. Everywhere there's a heart, there's a
Six deeper.